Welcome back. It is what would be, I think, week 7 or week 8 of Pantry Challenge. I've combined a few weeks. Some weeks have trailed out. So I'm at the end. That was the end of the Pantry Challenge. I've done a lot of focusing on all of the things that I wanted to use up. And so towards the end of the video, I will show you the list of everything that I wanted to use up, what we did use up, and what we still need to use up. Those things I'm going to just hold off on until we get to the next Pantry Challenge, unless they just happen to be something that I use, because I'm in the mood to really just be cooking. I'm like, it's fall, it's my favorite season. I don't want to be like stuck to a certain set of ingredients. And so that's what we're going to do. Let me bring you back to a few days ago, actually like a week and a half ago, where we made some delicious wings, because we did use up the wings, made more pizza. Not like actually make it, but I cooked it in the oven. We only have one of those pizzas left. And so I'm gonna need to be making pizza again, because that's just been super quick, easy, convenient meal. So let me show you that now. Here's what I'm doing today. I am going to get this pizza straight from the freezer into the oven. I just remembered I need to make sure it's not stuck. Okay. It's still preheating, but I think we'll be okay. And I'm doing that so that I can use up the rest of the chicken wings. So I've got the air fryer preheating. I don't have enough of these to do like a full meal out of them, so they're gonna be our side. And then I need to decide what flavor I want to do them, because we don't have ranch dip. So probably not buffalo. So I'm thinking maybe a garlic parm, like fake parm. So I'm gonna think that through and then get these into the air fryer, and then we'll be having like a middle of the afternoon meal, which is pretty typical for me. Gotta remember to spray it this time. Okay. There's those. Let them cook. Let me also show you what we have going on over here. I have another pumpkin from the garden. I've got some more grapes from the garden. That's not all of them. Some of them are in that bag over there to give to my parents. Got a few tomatoes, tomatillos, a bunch of carrots. This is 2 different kinds of carrots. I need to wash them. Got a bunch of onions, 2 more zucchinis, and then these pumpkins were already here. So I have a lot of work cut out for me. I am not doing any of that today. I just took a shower, and I'm gonna call it as soon as I make some food. Okay, I'm going to get some butter in here. It calls for a cup of butter. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do whatever's left there. A little bit of Worcestershire. This is called cowboy butter chicken wings. We'll see how it turns out. We're gonna add a ton of spices, a little bit of cayenne. Let me just look at the tiny bit of cayenne going in. Everything that's left of this paprika. Parsley. Black pepper. Garlic. Onion, and salt. I'm debating on if I want to microwave that so that the butter will melt, or if I just want to wait until we have the chicken, because the chicken will obviously melt the butter. But do I want to give it a head start is the question. Okay, I did end up microwaving that for just a little bit. I'm going to get the spices mixed in. You know, I might end up needing a little bit more butter. We'll see. All right, now we're just waiting for everything to cook. Okay, time to give these a flip and wash these tongs. Halfway there. Okay, the tongs have been washed. Let's get these chickens out. Give them a good toss, and then we'll throw them right back in there for a little bit. Just a couple more seconds in there. We're good. Okay, wings are done. Pizza is still in the oven. I think we are going to start appetizing on the wings. Here's how we're looking in there. It's coming along. I just took my first bite. These are so delicious and they're nice and crispy as well. And then here's how the pizza turned out. Such a delicious meal. And then I want to talk to you about grocery prices because this is so strange this year. Beef specifically. I think I mentioned it in one of my videos. Like, what is going on with it? I did Google it. Sounds like we're in the perfect storm of just like so many different factors all causing beef prices to skyrocket at once. And so I'm trying to think through like, how do we get around this? How do we still try to eat beef without paying an exorbitant amount for it? The cheapest that I'm really finding is like $5.50 to $6.50 a pound, which is a lot considering last year I was paying $3.97 a pound. That's like huge. So here's what I found. So at this point, I'm like, all stores are a go. No matter what the store is, doesn't matter, nothing about it. I'm going to any store wherever I can find it cheap. So recently there was a deal at a store where it was like $10 off of food, basically. And then there was also a deal BOGO on beef, which brought the beef to, it was like $8 a pound regular, buy one, get one, 50% off, brought it to $6 a pound. Then I had the $10 off. So I stacked all of that and was able to get it for about $4 a pound, which is what I usually get it at. I was only able to get 4 pounds that way, but 4 pounds is better than none. So that's one thing that I'm doing is I'm watching the deals and stacking coupons where I can. The other thing I'm doing is I've noticed that the high prices haven't gone to every single ingredient that has beef. So typically, this year I didn't buy hamburgers at all because they're usually just so much more expensive than the ground beef, and you could just put the ground beef in the shape of a patty. I want to say those patties ended up being, was it $5 a pound, which was significantly less than the ground beef. And so I got a bunch of hamburgers. So I'm like, well, we could just have hamburgers or, you know, like hamburgers and onions on the stove. And then I also, where is it? Not me showing you how messy this is right now. I also got beef meatballs. So I usually don't buy processed foods like this. I usually make my own. But these beef meatballs, I'm gonna put them back in because they're frozen. They were significantly cheaper than the meat on its own. I'm interested to see, all the meatballs that I found have Pecorino Romano in them, which is a hard cheese that's been like aged for a long time. And that could cause me to have migraines or issues. So I bought only one bag because I wanted to see if that was going to affect me. But if it doesn't, I'm gonna try it probably today or tomorrow, and then maybe I'll stock up on meatballs instead because, I mean, I could make meatballs or ground meat in a dish, but if like it's cheaper to just buy them, I might just do that because I'm all about spending the least amount of money on food possible because like why spend more on it unless there's like a significant change in the flavor. So one example is I did buy a 2-pound pack of Gouda that we'd been eating through. It's gone. It was a smoked Gouda from Sam's Club. It was so delicious. So I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, all right, fun flavors. Let's kind of pick and choose though. If it's just gonna be the same old beef, like, I think I can wait. So my other thought, let me know your thoughts on this down below. My thought was, if it's gonna be $8 a pound for meat, should I just buy part of a cow instead? Might be a little bit more, but then you know it's grass-fed, grass-finished, and it's like good. I usually don't buy a cow or a part of a cow. Even like an 1/8 share of a cow is a lot of meat, and we don't go through like that much. We're just a family of 2, so even an 1/8 of a cow, like, is that 150 pounds? That's a lot. So let me know your thoughts on that down below. I've been kind of toying with the idea. Nothing set in stone yet. Okay, so we've done a little bit of cooking. My plan is that maybe tomorrow I'll do some meal prep. It's Saturday now. We just went bowling. I ended bowling with 6 strikes in a row today, so that was awesome. But let's talk all about what we did in the pantry challenge and how we did. Okay, I feel like it's only fitting to be standing kind of by the pantry. So let me pull up my list, I was using Google Keep for all of my notes. This has worked out really well for me. I've done it this way a few years. I used the star to show me when I used something partially, and then I just checked it off when I used it all the way. So in the fridge, we used everything. I did end up throwing away like a third of the container of the Greek yogurt. Just didn't get used. I think I just bought too much at once. I had bought like 2 containers, which that's a lot. But we have in the main freezer, I did eat some of the egg white bites, not all of them. We used part of the adobe sauce. We used some of the wheat bread. We used some protein bagels. Ooh, those might be gone. There might be a few in there. Used a decent amount of the English muffins. Did eat a decent amount of the oatmeal bake. I think there's only 2 slices left, and it was like a whole bag's worth before. And I didn't touch the grape jelly yet. That grape jelly has like a weird texture. And I'm wondering, should I put it inside of a peanut butter cookie and do like a peanut butter and jelly cookie? Is that weird, or would that be delicious? Let me know, because I'm thinking I might try it. Everything from the upstairs fridge that I wanted to use is used. And then also everything from the outside freezer, the chest freezer, and the standing freezer is used, except for 1 pack of hot dogs, because I used the hot dogs, thought I used all of them, didn't realize there was still another package. So the only places that really have things is the pantry. So that was fantastic. Here are the things that I still need to be thinking about using between now and the next pantry challenge, and maybe use it then, is grits, wheat flour, almond butter, cashew butter, raisins. I used almost all of the raisins, so those are almost gone. The popcorn just as a snack, Caribbean jerk sauce, which it's in a bottle. I might save that for the summer. It's more of a summertime flavor. We'll see. The teriyaki sauce. We did use some of the Quest chips, but I'm working through those. The zucchini powder, country gravy, tuna, hash browns. The hash browns up here, I used the hash browns that were in like a frozen pack, but I didn't use the ones up there. The gluten-free flours, the dehydrated pepper, swerve, carob. I wanted to use the carob, the chips and the powder. I still have a cookie recipe I might use that uses some of both of those. And then anything that said Jell-O on it. So the puddings, we used one of the puddings, and I did like an apple pie smoothie, which was delicious. And then in the canning pantry, corn, carrots, and potatoes, we used a decent amount of those. Of course, we still have that one thing of sweet potatoes there. And then chickpeas I didn't touch, but I will probably be making a curry soon. And then I wanted to touch those jellies. So apple chili jelly and the onion jam jelly, I used them, some of them. They're in my fridge now, but those were delicious on grilled cheeses. And then I still need to work through jellies. Didn't touch the apple, regular apple, or strawberry jellies. So that's a lot of things that it looks like we didn't do, but I mean, we used, out of all of these things, there's not that many, probably half of everything that I just mentioned, we actually did use at least some of. We just didn't use all of it because there was so much, but we did completely use up 27 things. So the brats, the peanut butter, I didn't completely use up all the peanut butter, just the peanut butter that was open. The 1 Greek yogurt, the wings, the ground chicken, the biscuit mix, heavy cream, table cream, ranch, honey roasted peanuts, white beans, heavy whipping cream, garden corn, the creamy chicken and noodles, seasoned rice, the Japanese barbecue, french fries, open pickles, tater tots, chicken nuggets, hash browns, chili, meat. Goodness, there's a lot. Johnsonville sausages, buffalo sauce, curry paste, egg whites, and vegan pesto. Whew. Okay, did I just bore you guys with all of that? All that to say, I think we had a very successful pantry challenge, and this is like the perfect time for me to slow down on pantry challenge. Don't be so strategic, just cook and enjoy it and have fun. It's that time of year where it's just like all the flavors. You go from summer flavors to fall flavors, and I just love that so much. So I don't want to feel restricted in what I make. So I'm ready to do something fun. So I think the next video that you'll see will be me prepping food for the week. I'm kind of trying to like redo my schedule, and so I've been doing a lot of classes with my neighborhood, and so I'm going down to 2 videos a week. By this point, you know that it's been like a month that I've been down to 2 videos a week, but at this point in my actual life, I'm trying to figure out how my schedule's working. So on Sunday last week, I meal prepped for the week ahead. That's the next video that you'll see. And then I think tomorrow, which is Sunday again, I'm going to meal prep for the following week, which you'll see the following week. So I'm excited for that, working through my new schedule of trying to figure out how to fit everything in and because what I was doing was I was just doing way too much at once. I had everything with my neighborhood, plus I was doing 3 videos a week, plus I was making all of like the sprinkle stencils and figuring out how to do sprinkles, and all that at once was just too much. So taking a step back, it's the fun time of year, and I'm excited though. I have a lot of fun ideas for videos on just all different types of food. Plus holidays are coming up. I have a ton of holiday meal ideas as well, and I made a ton last year. So I'm gonna leave a link to all my holiday videos from last year over here so you can watch them and get excited for holiday meals. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, give it a hype. This is a new thing. So if you go down to where like all the different options are, you can hype it. And that'd be fantastic. I don't know exactly what the impact of that is, but if you want to do that, great. If not, give it a thumbs up or both, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.